Let's say you have $200,000 to spend on a car, one car. It doesn't have to do everything, but it has to be able to do pretty much anything you do on your day-to-day. Groceries, kids to school, the commute, maybe the occasional extra-legal hair-raising gumball rally from New York to Los Angeles. Well, if you need a car that can do all of that and you're a very research-oriented shopper who wants the absolute best pick, like myself, then you're buying this. A Porsche 911. That's it. For so many circumstances, it's just the right choice. And it's iconic. Mike Lowry, Penny Benjamin, Bill Lumbergh, they all drove 911s, and today, we get to drive one too. Oh yeah, don't forget to subscribe to the CarGurus YouTube channel. The 2025 911 looks unmistakably like a 911, which is exactly the point. Porsche has been refining this silhouette since 1963, and the recipe still works. The changes for 2025 are subtle but effective. The headlights now integrate all the lighting functions, eliminating the need for separate fog lights and creating space for larger cooling vents. The GTS gets its own unique front fascia, and if you look closely, you'll notice these 5 vertical flaps on each side. They are air flaps that actively open and close depending on the car's cooling needs. If you're just driving normally, they stay closed for better aerodynamics, but if you really start hammering it, well, then they open up for better cooling. It is a small detail, but after 60+ years of constant improvement, it's the small details that make a difference. Now, we do have this bright red convertible top, which adds a nice splash of color against the car's white exterior, and thank goodness for it, because I don't know if an all-white 911 is for me. The wheels are staggered, 20 inches in the front and 21 in the back. With the anthracite gray paint and the classic center lock design, they look fantastic. At the back, the 2025 911 GTS's changes are a bit more obvious. There's a new LED light bar that stretches across the rear with integrated Porsche lettering, and the license plate has been moved higher, creating a cleaner look. The GTS also has these 2 centrally mounted oval exhaust outlets, and up top, 2 air scoops that feed air in for the charge air cooling system, another thing that separates the GTS apart from regular Carrera models. Inside, for the first time in a 911, we are greeted by a fully digital instrument cluster. This 12.6-inch curved display can show up to 7 different layouts, including an exclusive classic view with 5 round dials that pays homage to traditional Porsche gauges. Even in digital, the 911 still leans on heritage. Now, we of course have a fully powered retractable Cabriolet top, and our GTS test car has the club leather seats. That means they're finished in this basalt black and they feel very premium. I think it really fits the car's character. We also have the adaptive sport seats package, which means 18-way adjustability. Plus, they have ventilation, which is a godsend when you're driving around with the top down on a warm and sunny day. Now, Porsche does get a fair bit of flack for charging everything but an arm and a leg for all of their options, and the seats are a good example of that. I mean, just the options related to the seats, add them up and you're looking at $5,650 for the seats. The steering wheel feels just right in your hands. The ignition is to the left of the steering wheel where it belongs in a Porsche, and we have this drive mode selector with a big red button in the middle that for some reason makes me feel like Steve McQueen. Storage space is typical 911. The front trunk offers 4.8 cubic feet, which is actually surprisingly uncompetitive even in the high-end sports car segment. Of course, the 911 also has rear seats, which can provide extra space for bags and a handy shelf when folded, or if you're determined, people. In fact, I managed to shoehorn a car seat back there, although my daughter was quite unimpressed with her legroom. Now here's where things get interesting, because the new 911 introduces Porsche's T-Hybrid, or turbocharged hybrid system. Now forget everything you know about the Toyota Prius. Woo! Bump, bump, bump. Because in the 911, T-Hybrid doesn't stand for fuel efficiency. It's all about added performance. So Porsche doesn't really do half measures, and as such, the beating heart of the new T-Hybrid is an all-new 3.6 liter flat 6 engine that makes 478 horsepower on its own. But instead of leveraging twin turbochargers like previous iterations have, Porsche has installed a single electric turbo. So an electric motor sits between the compressor and the turbine motor, and it's able to spin up the turbine to full boost from 0 RPMs. That means that there is effectively no turbo lag in this car. You're getting all of that performance whenever you need it. The new 911 Turbo S will use the T-Hybrid system, but with twin turbochargers, except the second turbo isn't there to reduce turbo lag. No, it's just there to generate mind-altering acceleration. In Stuttgart, turbo lag is a word that just doesn't exist anymore. Of course, that's only half the story. There's also a 53 horsepower electric motor that integrates directly with the 8-speed PDK automatic transmission. Now that provides instant torque from idle. Now, the two electric motors in the system, they work with a compact 1.9 kilowatt hour electric battery. It's about the size of a typical 12-volt car battery, except that it runs at 400 volts. Total system output is 533 horsepower, 450 pound-feet of torque. Earlier this week, I took this 911 on a perfect fall morning drive from Boston up to Cape Ann. And, I'm sorry, but guys, I had to do that. It is my job. And that perfect fall morning drive, thanks to it, I'm able to confidently tell you that the 911 GTS T-Hybrid is truly sublime. I mean, Porsche says that this car will do 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3 seconds, but the numbers just don't do the sensation of acceleration justice. There's no gaps for power. It is always ready to pull and pull and pull. When I was on the highway leaving the city, every time I needed to overtake, there was just this onslaught, this swell of acceleration. It's truly phenomenal. I mean, it will pull all the way up to its top speed of 194 miles per hour. Not that I know anything about that. But it's on the winding back roads, faster back roads than this back road, where the GTS really comes alive. Thanks to that pairing of naturally aspirated engine with the electric turbochargers. I guess there's nothing naturally aspirated about it, but the way the engine, the powertrain is set up, you never have any lapses in pull. It's as if you have the immediate impact of a naturally aspirated straight 6 or even V8, but you have the peak power of something that's turbocharged. It's really, truly spectacular. And the steering is also sublime, telepathic. This car, this GTS, has rear axle steering. That's standard on the GTS now. All GTS models have it. And it really lets the car, it threads through curvy, twisty corners, and at lower speeds, the rear wheels will turn in a different direction from the front wheels, which gives it this sensation of nimbleness that honestly it belies even the car's already pretty tighty 95.6, I think 95.4, roughly 95-inch wheelbase. It's truly impressive. A lot of fun just to throw around. I suppose we have to mention that the 911 GTS T-Hybrid is not available with a manual transmission. Instead, they all come with the 8-speed PDK transmission. But honestly, this thing is tried and true, and it is as crisp as ever. If I put it into Sport Plus mode, it just fires off gear changes. And you put it back in normal mode, and it is easy to live with. Very pleasant to drive. Handles, gear shifts, quietly, unassumingly. You could daily drive this. I dropped my kid off at daycare in it this morning. She had a great time. The kids at daycare thought she was really cool. Ultimately, what impresses me about the 2025 911 GTS is that the T-hybrid system enhances rather than dilutes the Porsche experience. I mean, the engine note is still just all flat six. And the hybrid system itself only adds 103 pounds to the car. I mean, that's incredibly light for a hybrid system. Most of the time, you're gonna forget you're driving a hybrid at all. The steering is terrific. Every time you turn the wheel, you know exactly what the front tires are doing. It's so easy to place the front end of this car, and the brakes provide massive stopping power with excellent pedal feel. Now, some folks might complain that the modern 911 has become too sanitized, but not only do I disagree, I don't care. I think that this car, it still does such a fabulous job of rewarding good driving while, more importantly, making you feel like an absolute hero when you are driving it on a good road. Porsche has significantly upgraded the 911's technology suite for 2025. The 10.9-inch central touchscreen controls the PCM infotainment system and now includes specific displays for the T-hybrid system. You can monitor battery charge, energy flow, and the electric motor's power output, though, again, most of the time, you're gonna completely forget this car is hybrid. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are obviously present here. And then in the center console, we have a wireless phone charger that can now charge up to 15 watts thanks to improved cooling. In the PCM, we have some native apps like Spotify and Apple Music. You can log in directly on the screen via QR code. No need to download those or stream them from your phone necessarily. On the safety front, Porsche includes a number of standard safety features. There's traffic sign recognition, lane keeping assist, there's parking assist with a reversing camera, and there's automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection. Now, our car has the premium package, the $4,600 premium package, which means it also has a set of surround view cameras. Those actually offered me quite a bit of peace of mind when I was trying to park this $200,000 Porsche. Right, the price, 200 grand. Well, almost. Technically, the 2025 Porsche 911 Carrera GTS Cabriolet starts at $178,200, but we have some options on our car. Add on our Cabriolet roof in red, the club leather interior in basalt black, extended range fuel tank, brake calipers in high gloss black, the front axle lift system, ventilated seats, the adaptive sport seats with ventilation and memory, and of course that premium package, and our as tested price is $194,795. But if you live in New Hampshire, you're gonna save a whole lot on sales tax. It is without a doubt the most expensive vehicle I've ever parked in my driveway, but I also feel confident in saying that it's the most impressive vehicle I've ever parked in my driveway. For instance, you don't buy a 533 horsepower convertible expecting great fuel economy. And sure enough, Porsche and the EPA, they rate this car at just 17 mpg on the city, 23 highway, 19 in combined driving, and yet on my Cape and drive, where I mixed some bursts on the highway with some great back road driving, I saw almost 25 mpg, and that is phenomenal for a vehicle this quick. The 911, it costs serious money. Enough money, well, put it in context. You could buy a BMW M4 competition convertible and have change to spare, a lot of change to spare. The same holds true for an Audi RS5 Cabriolet. But neither an Audi nor a BMW are going to give you the 911's unique combination of daily usability and jaw-dropping performance. And not to mention, neither of them have this lovely chirp when you lock the doors. The T-Hybrid shouldn't be controversial. It represents the future of the 911, and it is a very bright future. Porsche has managed to electrify its most important model without sacrificing its soul. If anything, I would say that the 2025 GTS is more of a 911 than ever. It is faster, it's more responsive, and it's more exciting and engaging to drive than ever before, and it does it all without sacrificing any of its daily usability. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and let us know what you think in the comments section below. As always, you can shop for a Porsche 911 Carrera GTS of your own on CarGurus.